episode of Classrooms to Closings. I'm Mary Beth Burns, and I'm a local realtor here in the Metro Atlanta area, and I'm here to educate you on all things real estate. Today's episode is a part 2. If you didn't see my episode earlier this week, this is a Q&A. I asked my Instagram followers to ask me anything, real estate related or not, and I got a ton of questions, so I'm answering them in this video. What are some easy/cheap weekend projects I can do to increase my home value? Change out the hardware in your house, like cabinet handles or door handles, or buyers really like the oil rub bronze or like matte black type of hardware. That's something cheap, quick, easy you could do. You could change out the switch plates if you have, or like outlet covers. If you have like old ivory colored ones, you could change them to fresh white switch covers. That's something you could do. Painting, that's always a great option for increasing your home's value. Buyers get distracted when they don't like the color of a wall sometimes. Gray is a really good safe choice if you want an updated color. So I would highly suggest you go to Benjamin Moore or Sherwin-Williams. Don't go to Home Depot and get like the Behr paint or anything like that. If you go to Benjamin Moore and you get overwhelmed by paint colors, get Gray Owl. It's very, very popular. It's light, bright gray. It's really nice, and paint a room in your house. Another thing you could do is just replace a light fixture to make it more updated. I would suggest you don't have to go to like a really expensive light place. You can if that's your thing, but you can get some really cool light fixtures on Wayfair, or even Lowe's has a much better selection than Home Depot. I love Home Depot. I realize I've said something negative about them twice so far, but we live around the corner from Home Depot and probably go there once a week pre COVID. The next question was, what motivates you? Easy. I don't know if you could see him. This is my 3-month son, and he is asleep, thank goodness. And he motivates me to do everything. I am so happy for you that you are not an administrator during this, the darkest timeline. Schools are back in the conversation now that we're supposed to be returning, but have considerable challenges in doing so. I've started to see people complain that they should get their property taxes back if schools don't reopen. I don't know if you've seen anything like that, but it's an interesting intersection of your areas of expertise. Do you anticipate hearing more harsh critiques of public schools in addition to the misunderstandings you touched on based on ratings from places like grade schools? How do you think you would respond to colleagues or clients who speak of public ed in this way? This makes me sad. Do I anticipate hearing more harsh critiques of public schools? Let me say this. There's always been a group of people that are super critical of public schools and teachers and administrators. Being an assistant principal, like, I was critiqued all the time. I felt like there were days where I felt like I couldn't do anything right. I either wasn't punishing the child enough, or I was punishing them too much, or I wasn't being fair, or their child never does anything like that at home. Y'all. I was called names, I was screamed at, there were some times where I just was totally disrespected as a professional and even just as a human being. And I know that there's many teachers who are or have been in the same boat, and that is a really crappy feeling because you put your heart and soul into your job, especially if you work in a public school, and those comments suck. But I will say this, after leaving public education and kind of seeing things from afar, I've realized this, and I think this is really good news. Most people don't feel that way. They don't. Most people are supportive of this school. Most people have respect for teachers. At least this is just from my vantage point, but from what I've seen now taking a step away, there's a lot more good out there than I think we realize when we're in the trenches. So if you're watching this and you love your child's school, we need you to speak up, because the problem is that the ones who are illogical, who it's that tiny percent, they're screaming over y'all, and that's what educators hear. So that's one thing that I would say is, yeah, I do anticipate hearing it, because it's always been there, but it's not as bad as you might think that it is. And then how do you think you would respond to a colleague or client who spoke of public ed? Here's my little tip. People just want to be heard, okay? So this is what I've always done. When somebody is bashing someone or something, I just listen. Silence is golden. Just listen, nod. I might even say, like, tell me more about that, or, I hear you, Let them get it out. Once it's out, I will ask them, where did you get that information? They tell you some bogus source. Then I say, that's a really common misconception. I really appreciate you sharing that with me. Let me equip you with accurate information. That's a really nice way of saying, like, what you just said isn't true, so let me help you figure that out. And the final question is it's a three-parter. What has the change been like becoming a realtor? Is it what you expected? How has COVID impacted the market? Great questions. What has the change been like? It's been awesome. I'm really, really, really enjoying this. It's really fun. I feel like I'm playing hooky from work when I'm working. Is it what I expected? I would say kind of. A lot of the things that I expected, the flexibility, the being my own boss, those kinds of things, that is what I expected. But I will say, I have such a newfound respect for realtors. They do so much that I didn't realize. It's a lot that they do behind the scenes. They do with such a smile and such grace and I hope to get to that level of some of these realtors who I really admire. But yeah, it's a lot of work, but it's fun, so it's all good. How has COVID impacted the market? This is a question I'm getting a lot. Guys, I know that COVID feels like, in 2020 as a whole, feels very apocalyptic. The real estate market is not. The real estate market is doing so well. Houses are flying off the market. So if you are looking to sell, if you work with an agent who prices your home correctly and you get it ready, show ready, you are likely gonna have multiple offers. So that's awesome. The other thing that's really cool about the COVID market right now is that, yes, it's a seller's market because the inventory is low and and houses are going quickly, but that doesn't mean buyers shouldn't participate, because a really cool thing is that interest rates are the lowest they've been in like my lifetime. So if you're thinking about buying, now's the time to do it. So if you're thinking about making a move, please reach out to me and let me know. I'd be more than happy to help you, walk you through this process. But that's it. Those are all the questions that I got. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel so that you see all of the videos that I post. I try to post once or twice a week. Make sure you're following me on Instagram and Facebook. I'll put all of my information in the description box below. And I hope you are having a wonderful day, and I will talk to you again soon. Bye.